Welcome to What Matters Most.
We are dedicated to educating the community about holistic, metaphysical, and spiritual topics.
Each week, we discuss things that matter most in life, the things that are most important to you that may have fallen to the wayside.
We are always centered on the idea of simplifying life, connecting with our neighbors, and following our true paths.
Our mission is to empower you to live the life that you've always dreamed of living.
We invite you to focus your life on what matters most. Welcome to What Matters Most. I'm Kristen.
And this is Maria.
From Experience Nirvana. And today we will be talking about numerology being the key to your life. Later on in the show, we're going to have with us Allison Baughman, who is a professional numerologist.
Yeah, that's right. Allison gave us a little bit of insight into the inner workings of exactly what numerology is. I had no idea. I had no idea that it was such a powerful tool.
I thought it sounded pretty boring until we actually heard about it.
I actually was a little reluctant to even talk about numerology, and I'm finding it totally captivating. When I think of numerology, I think of Zolar. You know, I remember having a book that I used to reference on sleep, like interpreting dreams.
Zolar's Dream Dictionary.
Right, Dream Dictionary. And in the back of it, they had a little part about numerology and how to look up, how to associate the letters of your name with the numbers and all of that, and I just never had I never paid any real relevance to it.
I thought it sounded pretty boring, but I actually visited Allison's website, which we'll share with you later on in the show.
Yeah.
And she actually has a monthly forecast, and she actually tells you how to figure out I think it's called your personal number, and what you do is you add up the month you were born, the day you were born, and the year you were born, and it tells you exactly how to do it online, so I'm not going to go into it here. But so everybody has, depending on your birth date, once you add those numbers up, you have a special number. And then for each month, she tells you, she'll tell you, for the month of August, this is what you can expect. And she has it from numbers 1 to 9. And I did it for myself. I did it for you.
For me.
And I have to say, it seemed very accurate.
On mark, yeah.
It really did. It was really interesting and then she even has a cute little part on there about if you know someone's birthday, you can figure out their number ahead of time, and if you know you're going to be chatting with them, it can give you an insight to how to keep the tone of the conversation. So it sounds like it's very...
my gosh.
Yeah.
Really,
it actually said, if you're speaking, you're a 1.
I'm a 1.
If you're speaking with a 1 will keep talking about themselves. So as long as you give them the open floor, so it's cute and it's humorous, but it seems pretty accurate too.
And Allison also has another website which I thought was very captivating. It's called Get His Number.
Oh yeah, Get His Number. Which it's like a play on words. It sounds like Get His phone number, but it's actually Get His birthday.
Yeah.
And it's if you have
birthday and the year and the name, right? You need the whole thing.
I think it just asks, because I actually went on there, and it seems like you just put in the guy's birthday, and it tells you, this guy is going to be a sarcastic jerk, or whatever. I'm making that up, but it seemed really cute. So if you're going to go on a blind date or a date at all, I think it would be a kind of a cool tool to use to see if it actually is true or not.
But Allison's also going to share a lot of information with us on how to use numerology beyond the dating scene, about how to actually practical applications for numerology in even selecting your bank account, when you're selecting
purchasing a home, a career, relationship.
It
seems like you can use numerology almost in any aspect of your life. I didn't realize that, and I guess because I didn't have the knowledge, I didn't even think to do that. We were doing a little bit of research, and it seems like number 8 is very, very full of abundance. So if you have the number 8, and my house number is actually 8, and I thought, well, that's good, but then it seems like there's also little twerks, if you have an 8 house number, you don't want to be starting a bit different.
Yeah, right. There's different things associated with it. My house number is 95, and when you add those two up, it came out to 4, wasn't it? Right?
9 plus 5 is 14.
5.
5.
It came out to 5. And she said that the number 5 had to do with a lot of transition and changes, and that normally that would be indicative of a lot of owners of the house, and yet that hasn't been characteristic in my situation, but I'm constantly doing things to transform the house. I'm always making changes to it. And so when she told me that, I thought, well, isn't that really on the mark with that?
And back to the number 8, she actually had shared with us that I think it was in China, the millionaires, the billionaires will pay much money. I mean, thousands and maybe more than that to get I guess their license plates are all numbers, and they will pay an abundance of money just to have that license plate end in an 8. So, and those are the ones who can afford it, and it seems like they can continue to, because it's so
powerful. Right. And I guess Chinese culture is so aware of the impact of numerology and numbers that they really, like you said, they'll pay for it.
So coming up next is Allison Baughman. Stay tuned. You're listening to What Matters Most, and we'll be right back. And we're back with What Matters Most. We're here with Allison Baughman. Allison first discovered numerology as a child, studied it for a lifetime, and began her professional career as a numerologist in 1999. Today, Allison is a professional numerologist, Reiki master, author, lecturer, and was the host of Visible by Numbers, a weekly internet talk show. Allison continues to study a wide range of metaphysical subjects, including divination tools, holistic healing, chakras, meditation, qigong, Reiki, crystals, and mediumship. Welcome, Allison. Thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you, Allison.
Well, thanks so much for having me. It's my pleasure.
Wonderful. Allison, maybe you can start out with explaining to our listeners and viewers at this point a little bit about what is exactly numerology.
Well, numerology is an ancient divination tool. It's based upon the teachings of Pythagoras, and it really has roots in ancient cultures such as Rome, Egypt, Greece, China. It even has ties to the Hebrew Kabbalah. And what numerology would say is that you're given a specific name at birth and a date of birth, and that information really is talking about your journey in this lifetime. So it's a divination tool that helps you to explore what your natural born talents and abilities are, why you're here, what your challenges may be, the path that you're on, and all of the above.
And Allison, maybe you can even tell our listeners a little bit about the selection process, because I know we chatted, and you, in one of your videos, you even explained the fact that before you come back onto the earth, you make a decision as to what your name is, and the parents, and all of that is part of this numerology process.
Right. A lot of people ask, did I choose my date of birth? And the answer is yes. Yeah. The soul, prior to coming in this lifetime, chooses the exact day, and also works with the parents, I guess you could say, to inspire them to find the exact sounding vibration, the exact perfect name that holds the information, about their journey in this lifetime. So yeah, it's a collaboration between souls, the soul of the mom and dad and the soul of the baby.
So it's not really just the parents looking through the name book for babies.
It's almost like a predestined.
Yeah. And you think, oh, I'm just looking for a name that I like.
Well, it's what it sounds like. Everything is a vibration. And that's what numerology is talking about. Letters, they each are numbers. All of them are numbers. Everything is a vibration. So your name and your date of birth basically holds your vibration. We think in terms of numbers, of adding and subtracting them, but truly they are archetypes for energy. And so that's the basis for numerology. It's finding the numbers in your name and date of birth, and that helps to define your energy. Easy as that. So
if there's energy connected with, I guess, your numbers and your name and all of that, can you kind of secretively, could anyone kind of secretively use that if they're looking for a partner? They find out their name and kind of see if the numbers align with each other's names. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Numerology is really an excellent tool for compatibility. And if you just meet somebody, they tend to put their best foot forward. But if you actually look at their numerology, you get a really good picture of exactly who they are, what they really like.
That's so funny.
What type of person they are. Yeah.
That's hysterical. So I guess you could do the same thing if you were purchasing a home or a business location. Probably the numbers of the address. Could you apply it in that aspect of your life too?
Sure. Numbers, anywhere you find a number, anywhere you find a name, it's all a vibration. So, Many people pay numerologists to help them to find the exact name for their business, the one that's the best vibration. Certainly looking into things like addresses and checking account numbers. Even the day that you initiate or begin your business, you can use numerology to your advantage and kind of hedge your bets for success if you do it smart. Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting that you can actually even really fine-tune it to that extent.
Well, and who knew to even do that?
No, absolutely not. I would have never ever thought of using numerology until speaking to you and starting to get some insight into the what numerology is all about.
Well, and it really makes me start to think going forward, I should probably kind of keep this in mind, depending on because it sounds like you can apply this to almost every aspect of your life if you know what you're doing, or if you don't, people can use you.
Right, you could even use this. You could even use this for like selecting a day to get married and seeing what the numbers I'll come up to and all of that.
That's a really good
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah. It's like everything. Or the date that you
use it to your advantage. Yes.
Wow. Well, let me ask you a question. If you met somebody and you kind of thought, wow, I think this might be the person, would it be intuitive to actually look at the date that you met them to, or are you really
or is that getting it too finite?
Like, is that not relevant?
You would be surprised. You would be absolutely surprised that all of that is telling the story. The soulmate connection sometimes is found in the date that you're met, or the month that you meet them. It really, even when people get divorced, there is a statement being made on the day that the divorce comes through when you look at the energy of the numbers. So yeah.
So Allison,
absolutely.
Would somebody like yourself, a numerologist, then be able to pull the whole picture together? In other words, you might say, okay, well, give me the name, give me the date of birth for the individual, what was the day that you met, maybe even the street location, and kind of look at all those numerology kind of numbers and put the whole picture together? Is that what you would do?
Sure.
Oh, wow.
Well, when you put two people's charts side by side, you can actually even see the past life connection. You can see where they were in past lives. You can see soulmate. You can see so much.
Holy Moses.
From the numbers, that's pretty wild. So I guess it's just looking at the birthday, and do you need to know like the time you were born and all of that, or just the birthday?
No, astrology uses the time.
Okay.
Numerology doesn't. But astrology doesn't use the name, and numerology does. So it's different information. But yeah, you can find out an incredible amount of information, because numerology not only talks about your soul in this lifetime, but it does give a tremendous amount of information about past life. So very often when we see two people together, you can see the connection from the past life. You absolutely can.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing that you can actually see past life from number. I mean, I can't imagine it, but I'm sure it works, and hey, if it does, why not? Well, and it's funny because I remember when we spoke previously, you said that astrology is used by the millionaires, but numerology is used by the billionaires. Right?
That's correct. Yes, that's correct. It's absolutely correct. Yes, a lot of people use numerology for the stock markets, and they use, because it's about looking at patterns and studying patterns, and from that, being able to decipher, maybe when there's ups and downs and things like that. So yeah, you use it for all kinds of reasons. But getting back to what you were saying about past life, numerology, if you study the wording, it's talking about past life regression, past life karma. It's talking about things like clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, prophets, prophetic dreams, mediumship. I mean, it is talking about every aspect of divinity that you can possibly imagine. And of course, it is based on the fact that you come in many times, many lifetimes. So there's a lot of information there.
Wow. Well, we do have to go to a quick break. You're listening to What Matters Most, and we'll be right back.